Vegas is it's spiritual warfare out here, and you see lots of demons.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of demons.
Okay.
In people and weird, scary entities that's not from this realm. And yeah, I've came witness to a few of them, and I've witnessed a few really, really dark things. So
By the sounds of it, Las Vegas got more AIDS and HIV floating around than Atlanta, Houston, and even the low-down parts of New York. All different types of wild stories coming out about Vegas. There's been reported alien activities, UFOs, 304s. We're about to get into this news, but before we do that, make sure y'all do me a favor. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel.
Yet again, this is why I say close your legs. This woman actually went to the doctor to get tested for herpes, and the test results came back negative, even though she had full-blown herpes. You can be sleeping with people who do not even know that they have an STD. So let's play the scenario out. She had sex, got exposed to herpes, got infected with it, started having symptoms, went and got tested. The test came back negative. She probably continued with her regularly scheduled activities, aka still sleeping around, then passed it on to another man, a man passed it on to another woman, which hopefully was not you, and so on and so forth. Sex is not worth your life. 15 minutes of a nut or an orgasm is not worth you catching herpes or any other disease that you cannot get rid of. Please close your legs.
Some of these girls are getting offended that boys are bringing condoms to their sex link-ups, which is childish, honestly. I'm in this anonymous group chat, and the boy was like, I never got kicked out so fast. She called me weird as talking about some, damn, you don't trust me, I ain't good for it. And then everybody, like, not everybody, but like some girls in the comments like, oh, I feel her though, like that is kind of weird. Since when is contraceptives weird? We learned this shit in kindergarten, y'all. Then y'all, we in Houston. I don't know if the rest of the world know, but these STD cases is only going up. They have not been this high in a minute. They going up. It's getting so damn out of hand. Walgreens is offering free testing. Yes, they want everybody to come up there and just get checked just in case. And I know y'all heard what happened to that 18-year-old girl in Houston. It was her first time having sex. Her mama knew about the boy for whatever reason. They didn't want them two together, whatever. They end up having sex. He had HIV. He gave that girl HIV, and yes, she can expose him and like spread awareness, but the damage is already done to you. We need to be more serious about that shit, y'all. Like, it's getting crazy. Then y'all, we got people lying about diseases that they already had and saying that the nigga gave it to him. Oh my god, y'all, I was on the girl's side like, nah, that nigga dirty. The boy showed his test results. He didn't have nothing going on. It wasn't no fake fraudulent. He went live and like was in the office like the whole time showing us his report. The bitch was lying. Y'all, it's getting really wicked.
If you are single and dating, please listen to this. I just came across a documentary today called Bug Chasers. So what that is someone going out and actively trying to contract HIV and or actively trying to give someone HIV. In today's society, the more you know, the more you can arm yourself with. So I was today years old when I found this out, and I went down a rabbit hole, and it is insane the amount of individuals whom are actively participating. They have chat rooms. Some of the biggest locations are in Atlanta. You need to be safe. If you are single out here dating, and if you're having multiple sexual partners, you need to be safe.
Not even going front, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, but one place that I really want to go to, and I know a lot of other people do, but I really want to go to the Green Door. If you're from Vegas, and if you know, you know. Or if you're like from out of Vegas, but you like know about it, then you know, you know. I'm not saying that I want to participate in anything, okay? So don't get it twisted. What I'm trying to say is I want to go because I want to be nosy. Like, I want to really see what's going on. Because I heard that they have potlucks. I want to know, like, if you guys actually have, like, real potlucks. Like, I really want to know the lore of the Green Door. Like, I know that you guys get freaky, but is it in, like, separate rooms? Because what I've seen, like, in swinger clubs is, like, they have separate rooms. But what I've seen when I've seen, like, pictures of the Green Door, it's, like, one big... Like, it looks like a club. It doesn't look like there's sections in there. So, like, if somebody can, like, inform me and let me know, please let me know. Because I'm really interested.
I'm surprised it took this long for the HIV to spread in Las Vegas like how they're reporting. Everybody know the slogan, whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So people come back home after a wild night of doing God knows what. Get back with their wives, get back with their husbands, boyfriends, girlfriends, done slept with everybody in Vegas. And to be real, that's probably one of the main places where HIV is contracted. But on the other hand, they have brothels where they perform STD tests on the regular, so they're trying to say it's safer to be with a 304 than a regular.
Okay, so all this talking about it,
Nobody's talking about the STD side of it, or am I tripping? Okay, so yeah, let's talk about it. Because in my opinion, a square is more liable to catch a STD from a nigga than a 304. Everybody always has this stereotype of 304s, like they're dirty, you know what I'm saying? Like, bitches is just getting ran through by multiple niggas raw, like not paying attention, not giving a f our health, and that couldn't be further from the truth. Because in all actuality, when that's your business and your brand, you're going to take extra precaution to make sure that your body is healthy. Like, what are y'all not getting? Squares are the ones that's running around, not getting tested, is raw because a nigga say they love them or like them or they're beautiful. Squares are the ones in relationships with cheating men who are going around bunch of women raw or trying to have unprotected sex when they know they're in a relationship. Squares are the ones not getting tested because they feel like since they are in a quote-unquote monogamous relationship that, you know what I'm saying, they're not liable to get burnt, when in reality, you know what I'm saying, you're liable to get burnt anytime you have unprotected sex with somebody else. And because unprotected sex is not something that most 304s offer, mind you, I know some people is doing a little bit of everything. This don't apply to everybody, but for the most part, that's not something that we offer. Damn sure ain't something I offer. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to us, it's like, yeah, 304, STDs is a factor always when you're having sex, period. But we go the extra mile to make sure that our sexual health is up to par because it's literally our brand. It's literally what we are selling. Like, who wants to be out here selling dirty ass, burnt ass pussy? If you're doing that, then you have a mental illness. You, for the most part, you tell 304 you trying to raw, do GFE and bear activities, they're going to look at you crazy. Or they're going to tell you to get out, or they're not going to hit you back on that text. Like, straight like that. Most of us have our results on hand. Most of us are going to the clinic to get tested and get checkups and things of that nature. I know, no shade, no tea, no shade, but I know some squares right now who cannot provide you the same information on their sexual health that I can or any 304 can. Because for the most part, they're not getting tested. They don't think that like that applies to them because they aren't living a high-risk lifestyle, high-risk sexual lifestyle, even though anytime you have unprotected sex with somebody, you're taking a risk. Literally, if you go to the bar and you meet somebody and y'all get drunk, y'all have drinks, y'all sharing blunts, y'all, you know what I'm saying? You're doing what you do at the bar and you leave from the bar and you have a one-night stand with this person, you're no different than a 304 in the sense that you just had sex with a stranger. And most squares I know, they not really using protection like that. Like I don't know, for whatever reason, people think that they're invincible, they are untouchable. Like, people don't be wrapping it up like how they should. So you're no different from a 304 in the sense that you are living a sexually risky lifestyle. If you're doing stuff like that, you're going to the bar, meeting people, having sex, going to the club, leaving with people. It's the same risk. Like, take the money. Everybody should be practicing good sexual health, good sexual hygiene. Now, mind you, I've been knowing about stuff like this since I was young. I was in a summer camp that taught us about all the different STDs and how to protect ourselves and where to go for free testing and what type of condoms and all those things. So I know a little bit more about sexual health than the average person, but at the same time, that's something that everybody needs to like be super down on right now. No. And for real, 304s can teach you a lot about it because, like I said, like, that's our brand, that's our product. So, of course, we have to go the extra mile to make sure that we're good. Full panel screenings, things of that nature. Like, for real, y'all need to tap in with us and learn some little things and learn some little tricks and tools because, like I said, like, we know a little bit more than the average person about keeping up sexual health and just feminine hygiene, period. So, yeah. We know where to get free condoms. We know where to get free testing. We know where to get results quickest. Like, I'm telling y'all, get over the stereotypes. Learn something. And it's like, while you never really know somebody's real sexual health, you never know somebody's results for real until they actually physically show you. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a risk factor involved with anything. Condoms break, things of that nature. But at the same time, there are things that you can do to protect yourself to make sure that somebody else's negligence doesn't ruin your sexual health. And I think that the stigma that 304s are more liable to catch STDs or we're just dirty or this, that, and the third, I think that stigma needs to go away, especially when the case is if you put a 304 and a square in the same room with a nigga and that nigga says, oh, I don't have a condom, only one of us is going to look at him crazy.
So you might want to take your chances with somebody that know what they doing if you trying to have a freaky experience that you ain't got no business doing. They can walk you through it, help you through it, make sure you safe. But the freakiness in Las Vegas is going to a whole nother level. I know y'all heard about those people that live in them underground tunnels in Vegas. They're trying to say that there's some aliens that live under them that look like them, that be getting it on with them, and then when they come back to the surface, they giving out all these wild type of STDs.
That girl was not tripping, and ain't no tree that good. So let me tell you a little bit about Las Vegas as a Nevadan and as a Las Vegas resident. This place is very strange. Our houseless population, a lot of them are on, but a lot of our houseless population live in the underground tunnels that are underneath Las Vegas. And underneath these underground tunnels are spirits and what we like to call the men in black, which are reptilian beings that go down there and meet. They commune down there. And when I say reptilians, they look like humans, but then they don't. They go down there to shed, if you catch my drift. And whenever our houseless population happens to run into some of these beings, I personally believe that they do something to them. And it makes them either go batshit crazy, turn to substance abuse, or just makes them like weird. We are absolutely known for our paranormal and our alien activity. We are down the street from Area 51. I mean, to the point where ginormous aliens are in people's backyards and our news is reporting on it. And there are spaceships that like to hover over strip clubs, apparently, because like a year and a half ago, there was one hovering over the very famous Sapphire Gentlemen's Club. There's also a rumor that the men in black or other alien phenomenons like to cosplay as houseless people and substance abusers. And when they try to go into these casinos, they cannot. Or they turn these people into zombie. Just think of it like this. Have you ever seen Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief? And when they went to find the little pearls, it was in a casino here in Las Vegas. Where do you think they got that idea from? This location being so spiritual. Las Vegas is a portal, and this creator experienced this portal firsthand. Her and her boyfriend took a vacation to Las Vegas, and she's seen some very suspicious stuff that I'm going to address.
So it's 2021. I visit Vegas with my man, right? And one thing I noticed is that they drug addicts were different from the ones from ours. We live in Atlanta. They drug addicts, like they lean over a lot. Like you can tell that they are on a needle, or at least you will assume, but something was just very strange about that. It didn't seem like they were only on a needle, only on drugs. It just something else was strange. Like I peeped that anyways, right? There was a point in time where we walked up and down the strip, right? We was tipsy, you know, like we was sipping on our slushies or whatever. We was walking up the strip. We see this man yelling at the sky like he was manifesting, like he was yelling aggressively that he wanted a girl to spread her butt cheeks and fart in his face. He said it over and over again, non-stop. He wouldn't say nothing else. He wouldn't look away, wouldn't flinch. He just stared into the sky saying that. We come back down 30 minutes later, boom, he's still doing the same thing. But that's not the weird part. So the next day, we're walking, you know, past like the hotels, you know, we on the strip, and we're going past Flamingo Hotel. You know, Vegas is known for their casinos. Their casinos, it wasn't like no door opening at the Flamingo. Like, it's just an open space. It don't have any doors. It's just a wide open space. Now, I just happened to look over, and one of them, he tried to go inside the casino, and he bounced back. Like, he walked towards the casino, and then he bounced back. So I was like, what the world? And I'm just like, whatever. But then another one, he did the same thing. He was slouching, moving around like a zombie, and he tried to go inside the casino, and then he bounced back too, like aggressively. And I was like, what the hell? And then my man was like, you seen that? I was like, you seen that? So to be clear that we saw the same thing, I was like, what did you saw? He said a motherfucker tried to go in and couldn't go in. I was like, I knew I was not tripping. It's almost like there was an invisible barrier to where they could not get in. They literally was slouching like zombies. And then they tried to go inside the casino and they bounced back. Like it's like a force bounced them back, both of them separately. And the crazy thing is, like, all this shit is happening in Vegas. Vegas is known, Vegas is in Nevada. Nevada is known as for Area 51. Nevada is known as, for being a site for aliens. Another weird thing happened where I was high as a kite, if you know what I mean. And I was walking the hallways in my hotel, and I looked at the floor, and the patterns on the floor looked like alien heads. I kid you not, like, it looked straight like alien heads. I was like, what the, like, it creeped me out, because mind you, I'm high as a kite, if you know what I mean. And so I tell my man, I'm like, do you see this? Like, just look at it. It look like alien heads. And he looked at it, he was like, damn. I looked it up on Google, like, I could see the floors, and it still looks strange in the pictures, but it's not showing what I saw. Mind you, like, you gotta see that in person, but I'm gonna show the pictures anyways, because it was weird, but I don't know. I don't know what I witnessed. I don't know what was that thing with the barrier at the Flamingo. That was crazy.
It sounds like people trying to deflect from the fact that they're giving out STDs in Vegas. They want to blame it on the alcohol, blame it on the drugs. They even going so far as to trying to blame it on the extraterrestrials out there in Vegas. There's a lot of men that go through Vegas that stop at them truck stops, and them lot lizards be knocking on their doors. Those truck drivers out there trying to deliver a package, but these lot lizards, they out there delivering another type of package.
People, a lot lizard, a street worker, a woman that sell their body for money, gave 6 different truck drivers HIV. Now, people, the man this woman gave HIV to, she says she do not feel bad because the man deserved it. Now, people, let me explain why this woman did not feel bad for giving different men an STD. You be the judge. Let me explain. Now, people, years ago, this woman's ex-husband gave her HIV. That's what she said anyways. And at that point, she lost all respect for men. She did not trust men anymore. And when this woman caught HIV, she thought about taking her life several times. She did not want to live anymore. So when this woman found out her husband passed her an STD, she filed for divorce, and her life was very difficult. She couldn't date or anything because it was hard to tell man she had HIV. So when this woman filed for divorce, she moved back with her parents, and she became very depressed. Life was very hard for her. She also quit her job to focus on her health and her mental health. But months down the road, she needed money very bad. So this woman started to do the unthinkable. So people, this woman had a very close friend that she was best friends with since middle school. And this woman's best friend was into that street life. So her best friend told her about a website called Backpage. Now, I never been on Backpage before, but I think it's a website where you can post pictures and you can use it like an escort service. And I think a lot of women on that website called Backpage charge men for money to do whatever. This woman did Backpage for months, but she wasn't making a lot of money. Mind you, she was sleeping with men while she had HIV. So only God knows how many men she gave HIV on Backpage. So when this woman wasn't making much money on Backpage, her best friend told her about truck stops. She said she can start going to truck stops and she'll go with her. So people, it was 2 truck stops roughly an hour from where this woman and her best friend stayed. They started to go there at least 4 to 5 times a week. They would go there at nighttime and they would knock on truck driver windows. The 2 truck stops this woman and her friend would go to is called a Petro and a Flying J Pilot. These women was going to these truck stops for roughly 4 months before someone called law enforcement, and law enforcement came and told them to never come back as they going to get in trouble. Now people, at this point you may be thinking to yourself, well, how did the truck drivers find this woman? They didn't even know the woman's name. I'm sure this woman didn't give them the real name. You 100% correct. People, multiple truck drivers at that Petro and that Pilot Flying J filed a police report and said a woman at the truck stop gave them HIV. They told law enforcement exactly what they did. Law enforcement was on the look for them. Months went by, law enforcement could not find the woman until this woman's best friend felt guilty and she went to law enforcement and she told them everything. At the time when this woman with HIV best friend went to law enforcement, the woman with HIV was still sleeping with different men. She did not care. The best friend told law enforcement she felt like most of them men deserved HIV because a lot of them had rings on their finger and they was cheating on their wife just like her husband was cheating on her and gave her HIV. People, when law enforcement caught this woman, she told them the same exact thing. She said she did not care. She don't care about her life anymore. Now, people, let's say this woman was telling the truth, and a lot of men she was sleeping with had rings on their finger, and they was married, and they was sleeping with women that sell their body for money. Is it right to give them HIV? Now, you may be thinking the man didn't use protection. Some men did, but a lot of men didn't. She would tell men they did not have to use protection. So a lot of truck drivers would sleep with these women and not use no protection, knowing they sell their body for money. So people, do you think the truck drivers brought this on themselves, or do you think this woman was wrong for passing these men HIV?
My wife and my daughters is the only women out here that's not diseased. Now, hear me out. I just saw a girl here on TikTok. I was watching her live. I just, scrolling on live. And this girl was talking about how she met two dudes here off of TikTok that knew she had herpes and something else. And they was in her DM and they had raw sex with her. Come again? Now, to her, defense, she do make a lot of content talking about how she have herpes and how she's living with, I forget the other disease she was saying she had, and it's not HIV, but she was saying she living with something else. And she said dude is still in her DM. And she said, even though she's not like detectable or undetectable or whatever the word she was using, she said, but she's still having, at the of the matter, she's still having raw sex with men. That's not her man, that they don't have no type of committed relationship. She's still having raw sex with these dudes. And these dudes are still going raw. And I just can't, what, are we living in the twilight zone? Like, what in the world? You dudes and you women is nasty. How y'all, oh my, this is like unbelievable. That's why I say, this is the best time to be a faithful man and a faithful woman. This is the best time. Because if you out here cheating, if you're going through a hard time with your spouse or your boyfriend or your girlfriend, go through it, get on the other side. But you're out here cheating, and these people are giving people diseases, and these men and women is still willing to sleep with people who got diseases. Lord Jesus.
I would say strapped up, but a lot of y'all be married to 304s, and even if she not now, she used to be. And for you women out there, you don't know what your man is into. He out with his boys. Ain't no telling what they doing. Some of these men be too close to their homeboys. You just don't know how close they are. Everybody in danger.